Okay, what we've got here is I've got 8 problems here that are examples of some typical problems you might see talking about related to percent. So let's work a few of them. Let me I'll work in green here. So number 1 here, working on number 1, what is 70% of 40? Okay, so to find 70% of 40, I simply change 70 to my decimal form, 0.7. So we 0.70 times 40. That is, I always turn my percent into a decimal and multiply. That always gives me the percent. Okay? 0.7 times 40. %, or it's 28. 70% of 40 equals 28. Okay? That's simple. Number 2, 16 is what percent of 80? Now you have to be careful and read these. So 16 is what percent of 80? That is, 16 is, we don't know what the percent is, so let's call that P. P times 80 equals 16. Again, what I'm trying to show here is we can use one type of equation. P over here it was my percentage times 40 gives me the percentage. Here I don't know the percentage, or know that my percentage times 40 gives me the amount of 40, that is 70%. So here I still have the same equation, the percentage times the total number equals 16. So it will give me, I can solve this thing and get what P is. If I divide out by 80, P equals 16 over 80, and let's get the calculator out for 16 over 80. That's going to be 0.2. 0.2, and 0.2 is going to be when I move the decimal over, so that's the decimal form. So when I move the decimal over, I get that this is going to be 20%. Okay? 4, okay, so here number 3. 4 is 25% of what number? Okay, so 20. I've got the percent, so I know 0.25 is what I multiply by, and I know that 4 is 25% of some bigger number. So 0.25 times n equals 4. Again, this is the same exact equation that I used for the first two. My percentage times the whole number equals the smaller part. So yeah, let's say it like that. The percentage times the whole equals the part. Here, percentage times the whole equals the part. Percentage times the whole equals the part. Percentage times the whole equals the part. And then you solve for the one that you don't know, the one you don't have. So I don't have n here, so I need to divide out by 0.25. Divide out by 0.25, and we're going to get that the 0.25's cancel, and I get the n equals 4 divided by 0.25. 4, let me clear it all out. 4 divided by 0.25. It's going to equal 16. Okay? So that means 4 is 25% of 16. 18 is what percent of 6? Looking at number 4 now. So 18 is what percent of 6? So my whole is 6. So my percent is P times my whole 6 equals 18. Okay? 18 is what percent of 6? It's what percent of 6. So 6 is my whole, P is my percent, 18 is what I get after I multiply. And our intuition should tell us here that it's going to be more than 100%. Okay? So that is, we divide out by 6, and we get that P equals 3. So we move our decimal place to find the actual, that's the decimal form. To find the actual percent, we have to move this over 2 times, and we get 300%. So 18 is 300% of 6, and that should make sense. You got to multiply 3 times, so 3 wholes, 300%. Okay? 4 is, so here number 5 here we have 4 is 40% of what number? So again, let's look at it. So we have our part, so we have our percentage. We're given the percentage here is 40%, so 0.4. And of what number of 4 is 40% of what whole? So 0.4 times n equals 4. Okay, so we have the part times the whole. We have the percentage times the whole equals the part. So 4 is 40% of what number? So 4 is part of something. It's part of a bigger number. So to get that, we need to divide out by 0.4. They cancel, and we're left with n equals 4 divided by 0.4. Clear? 4 divided by 0.4. And I have 10. Okay? So 4 is 40% of 10. I didn't box this one in. Okay? What is 15% of 35? Number 6 here. What is 15% of 35? So they're giving me my percentage, and they're giving me the whole. 15% of 35. So 0.15 times 35 equals the part, and so with this 0.15 times 35 gives it to me. Clear? 0.15 times 35 equals 5.25. Oops. So 5.25 is 15% of 35. Okay, let's jump down to number 7. Karen works in real estate. How much was her 4% sales commission on the sale of a $140,000 house? So that is, she sold a $140,000 house, and she gets to pocket 4% of that. So so the question is, find 4% of 140,000. So to find 4% of 140,000, same thing. So 4%. And so when we move our decimal place back twice, 1, 2, it's 0.04. So 0.04. So 0.04 times 140. 1, 2, 3. Okay. It's going to tell us how much money she gets to put in her pocket. Clear. 0.04 times 140,000 equals 5,600. All right. So again, it asks for 4% of she had a sales commission of 4% on a $140,000 house. So that is, what is 4% of 140,000? Anytime you've got the percent in the whole, you simply multiply. Change the percent to a decimal. Okay. Here, Carlos answered 34 out of 40 questions correctly on a test. What percent of the questions did he answer correctly? And the quick answer with these is this 34 out of 40. 34 divided by 40. But but to keep this same method going would show that it's all, we can always use the same equation. We don't know what the percent is. Percent times the whole, there were 40 questions, equals 34. And we see quickly with one step, we'll get to what you may have wanted to do anyway, and that's just do 34 out of 40. So P equals 34 divided by 40, and 34 divided by 40. Clear. 34 divided by 40 equals 0.85. So this is 0.85. So that's the decimal form. So the percent, the actual answer would be 85%. Okay, that's going to be the answer, 85%. Okay, and that's going to conclude this video on percents.